This is 7 News, the voice of the Riverina.
Tonight, another Riverina town calls for a level crossing upgrade before it's too late.
A security breach with inmates given access to each other's criminal records.
I'm Daniel Gibson. Later on this news hour, 92 people to be freed today from Australian immigration detention. And a man faces court after a shooting spree on the mid-north coast.
7 News begins now.
Good evening. Residents in Old Junee are calling for urgent upgrades to their railway crossings. Only yesterday they witnessed a close call with a truck carrying cargo just metres from a home.
It's a dangerous spot that they say needs more support from the government.
A crossing just metres from his home. Scott Jones says he's seen a fair share of accidents.
Been here riding a horse and seen a car end up over in the road in the paddock over there with a star post through the back of the car. And it's only lucky there wasn't another car on the other side of the road at the time.
Just yesterday, Mr Jones witnessed a truck carrying cargo hit the light post and adjacent signage. The driver didn't stop. Works were underway this morning to repair the light fixture.
Well, we're concerned that if a truck, a truck loaded or even empty or a car that does overshoot it and, is not paying attention or something happens, they go through the house and something happens to us.
The crossing on Goldfields Way is busy, particularly during the harvest and canola season. Residents now want to highlight the dangers.
Does need a major upgrade. Boom gates, road straight, and the speed limit needs slowing down. Guardrails.
Junee Council says it's aware of the dangers but wasn't aware of yesterday's incident.
The crossing at Old Junee is problematic, but as I say, it's a multi-agency issue, and we have to do an awful lot to redesign or do whatever is needed to make that crossing safer.
Mr Jones says funding for the crossing has been rejected once and is now pushing for more support. The member for Cootamundra says she has been made aware of the community's concerns and is seeking further clarification to determine next steps. Marla Summer, 7 News.
The New South Wales Corrections Minister has again come under fire after it was revealed it would cost more for the government to run the jail than the private contractor. Meanwhile, it's been revealed a security breach has allowed prisoners to access each other's criminal records.
Chaos at Junee Jail, with inmates asking to be locked in their cells for protection. The violence unfolded as prisoners were given access to news websites containing the criminal histories of fellow inmates.
And somebody is suggesting they're really concerned that there will be imminent deaths at Junee. Now, I don't know whether any of that comes from the recent decision or what's happening there, but there's real concern.
The details were revealed by Greens MLC Sue Higginson during budget estimates this week, referencing a letter she'd received from a current Junee inmate. The government is still standing firm on its decision to reclaim the prison from its current owners, GEO.
Nothing will sway them from it, so I doubt that anything that happens forward from here is going to change that decision.
The New South Wales Corrections Minister is under fire after revelations he's never even stepped foot inside Junee Jail.
But my question is, have you visited the Junee Correctional Centre?
My answer is that there are more than 30 correctional facilities across the state. And I will
Minister.
visit as many as
I'll
I
take
can
that
during
as a
my
no.
term in government.
Thank you, Minister.
As you'll
The minister claims he'll make an attempt to visit Junee over the next 17 months as the jail transitions into government hands. It's estimated GEO currently runs Junee Jail at a cost of $50 million per year. The government is yet to disclose its running cost, but it is expected to cost taxpayers around $60 to $70 million.
It's public money. It's not the government's money. It's taxpayers' money.
Millions of dollars that could be redirected to other Riverina government assets if the centre stayed in GEO's hands.
GEO is an internationally recognised organisation. This is very bad for New South Wales and it's very bad for Australia.
Samantha Costin, 7 News.
Optus is offering free data as compensation for this week's outage. Customers will have access to 200 gigabytes of data before the end of the year. However, the telecommunications watchdog says it's prepared to force Optus into compensation if it refuses to settle customers' claims. 10 million Australians were left without reception or internet for up to 14 hours on Wednesday, plunging many small businesses into chaos. People are also being warned of scam text.
A civil trial against the Wagga Catholic Diocese over sexual abuse in the 1970s has now wrapped up. The jury was asked to determine how much compensation is fair and reasonable. Marla Summer joins us now with more details. And Marla, how much will the victim be awarded?
Nick, the former church member will receive more than $1 million for pain and suffering and a further $1.3 million for exemplary damages. The case relates to a victim survivor going under the pseudonym of TJ. His alleged grooming and sexual abuse from former priest Vincent Kiss. The court heard of TJ's unstable upbringing, involvement with the church and details of sexual abuse, playing out over 2.5 years. The jury ordered that the diocese pay lost earnings worth $896,000 and loss of future earnings of $69,000. The trial will resume on Friday, where further damages will be discussed and final orders will be made. Nick?
OK, thanks for the update, Marla. That's Marla Summer reporting with the latest.
A Wagga teenager has been arrested and charged after his car flipped off the road in Mount Austin. Emergency services arrived at Leavenworth Drive at around midday yesterday to find a Toyota RAV4 on its side on the footpath. The 18-year-old wasn't injured. He returned an alleged reading of more than twice the legal limit. The teenager's licence was immediately suspended and he was charged with mid-range drink driving. He'll front Wagga Local Court on January 10.
A man has died after his car and a truck collided near Narrandera. Emergency services were called to the Sturt Highway at Gillenbar just before 11:30 yesterday morning. The man, believed to be in his 20s, died at the scene. The 54-year-old truck driver was taken to Narrandera Hospital for mandatory tests. Murrumbidgee Police established a crime scene. The Sturt Highway was closed for 18 hours.
Students at Wagga's Christian College have held a solemn Remembrance Day service, a day ahead of the official commemoration. The school has important ties to the Defence Force community, with many of its families serving in the forces.
With around 10% of families at Wagga's Christian College connected to the forces, Defence Force Day is a way to better connect the two worlds.
Most of it is about just our students, seeing the value of the partnership between Defence community and the broader community of Wagga and our college.
The school held a Remembrance Day service in the morning, followed by a day of team bonding.
And we just do some fun stuff outside just to become better bonded and easier to talk about Defence Force with others.
In the centre of town, the Wagga RSL sub-branch rehearsed for tomorrow's commemorative service to be held at Victory Memorial Gardens.
I'm hoping that tomorrow there'll be a whole lot of young servicemen, young veterans, and also lots of public appearances as well, because we need the public to get behind us.
The catapult party will comprise of soldiers from Kapuka's 1st Recruit Training Battalion.
The significance of a catafalque is something on which we placed a coffin for the people to come and pay their respects for a deceased member or a fallen.
Remembrance Day is observed every year on November the 11th to mark the 11th hour of the 11th day in 1918, when World War I formally ended. But it also goes broader.
Everybody that's served, and in particular those that have lost their lives, or families that have lost loved ones, etc., in all war, not just World War I.
And with the current conflicts going on around the world, tomorrow is an important reminder to recognise peace. Jacinta Cunahan, 7 News.
Junee Council has received an additional $2.2 million to upgrade local roads. While the funding doesn't apply to state roads, it can be spent fixing potholes, resurfacing and safety improvements. The Junee Mayor welcomes the funding, saying floodwaters have left many roads crumbling.
The money that we would be spending on roads can now be spent on other infrastructure matters and things that the general public need.
The funding will be paid out over 4 years.
4 businesses from the Riverina have come out on top at the New South Wales Business Awards. The Campus Services Unit at Charles Sturt University topped the Diversity and Inclusion category, and Narrandera lawyer Patrick Dawson was named Young Business Leader of the Year for helping communities in regional New South Wales.
I think I just want to keep continuing, growing and building my business, as well as continuing to provide services to regional and rural Australia.
The other 2 winners from the region were Fluid Engineering in Griffith and Albury Business Connect.
Well, Kirsty is here now for a look at today's weather, and Kirsty, it was quite a warm and sunny end to our week.
It sure was, Nick and Maddie. Hello to you both and happy Friday, everyone. Yesterday's wet weather well and truly cleared to sunny and calm conditions for our Friday. A little bit of scattered cloud. Our minimum temperatures sat in at the mid to high teens for many, and it warmed up to the high 20s and the low to mid 30s today. Lockhart 35 degrees, while Talbingo reached 29. The warmth in our temperatures also assisted by northeasterly winds, which were breezy this morning. Grenfell reached a top of 30 degrees, while in Junee we had a top of 32. Now these maximums are about to soar. The mid to high 30s tomorrow, a high fire danger risk for the entire region, as well as now a total fire ban for the Northern Riverina. I'll have more details a little later on in the bulletin.
Yeah, very hot day ahead. Thanks for the update, Kirsty.
Still to come in 7 News, the soccer community raises money for ovarian cancer research.
And a bloke's lunch to raise money and awareness for prostate cancer.
And a little later on this news hour, asylum seekers released by the Australian government after a High Court bombshell. Optus in crisis mode as businesses call for financial compensation, and hopes to minimise the civilian casualties in Gaza as Israel succumbs to international pressure.
Wagga's biggest ever Blokes Lunch has been held once again to raise awareness and money for men living with prostate cancer. The annual event saw about 300 blokes enjoying the afternoon together. Also there, the Wagga Prostate Cancer Support Group, helping people to talk about their experiences.
This lunch is about raising awareness of prostate cancer in Australia, which is, after skin cancer, the most prevalent form of cancer, even more prevalent than breast cancer.
Funds raised will go to the Prostate Cancer Foundation, the Wagga Support Group and Can Assist.
A historic night of celebration doubled as an opportunity to raise vital funds for a cause close to hearts across the region. The wider Riverina soccer community dug deep and gave generously to support one of their own.
The wider Australian soccer community wrapped its arms around Matilda's great Sally Shipard after the former Olympian revealed she'd been diagnosed with a rare form of ovarian cancer. Closer to home, members of the local football fraternity were looking for ways to lend their support and give back to the selfless sporting legend.
Sally's had a fair history of ovarian cancer and has been through a lot of treatments. And in talking with her and her family, it was decided that they would be a good organisation to support.
The Wagga District Football Trust managed to raise $10,000 for the Ovarian Cancer Research Foundation through an auction held during last month's A Night of Football. Special guest and Socceroos coach Graham Arnold surprised the crowd with a signed Australian jumper, which fetched $6,000.
Takes a lot of raffle tickets to raise that sort of money.
They've been funding one person for 12 years in their research, and that research was come to fruition that within the next 2 to 3 years there will be a blood test that they can do for ovarian cancer, hopefully.
The Wagga Ovarian Cancer Awareness Group has been generating conversations and funds since 2020, the same year Tracy lost her mum to the disease.
My mum was stage 4 when she was diagnosed, that's why I do the fundraising.
Fundraising efforts will continue next month.
The Collins booksellers in Wagga, along with us, are holding a conversation with Yelena Dokic for her new book, Fearless. So tickets are on sale at the moment.
It's also hoped Arnold will return next year.
This was just an absolute experience for him to come to the country. He absolutely loved it. And as a result of it, we're hoping that he'll come back and join us later and probably early next year.
Steph Muir, 7 News.
Up next in 7 News, a fairy tale finish in reach for a local hockey legend and his Aussie lineup in Malaysia.
And the Woodhouse legacy endures as a talented teenager breaks through his own maiden win.
We begin with cricket tonight, and Wagga RSL will be chasing back-to-back victories for the first time this season when it meets Kooringal tomorrow. The Bulldogs sit third on the ladder, tied on the same competition points as their 5 rivals.
A Bulldogs hero and a player any club would love to have in its fold. RSL captain Sam Perry has reserved high praise for veteran teammate Tim Cameron, who started the season in scintillating form.
He played his 200th first grade game last week and hasn't looked like stopping, which is great. But yeah, he just brings the club culture up to that next level. He shows people how to win.
Cameron posted 46 against Wagga City, 83 in the Bulldogs' win over Lake Albert, and 30 in Saturday's loss to St Michael's. They're impressive figures, especially for a man regarded as one of the best fast bowlers in the competition. A shoulder complaint has prevented Cameron from bowling this season. Perry hopes he will feature with the ball before the end of their campaign.
If not, he's been going well with the bat anyways.
Cameron has been a shining light for the Bulldogs, who have started the season in a pattern of victory followed by defeat. They're looking to rebound from their loss to St Michael's by collecting 4 points against Kooringal tomorrow. RSL opened its campaign with a win against the Colts in the shorter format.
They're probably disappointed that they lost last week as well. So, yeah, we're expecting them to come out all guns blazing, and they've got plenty of talent. They've got a few Riverina boys.
Perry is looking for more early wickets and an increase in back-to-back batting partnerships at the Wagga Cricket Ground.
We tend to be losing wickets in clumps, which has sort of been a common thing over the last few years for our club.
St Michael's will be chasing consecutive wins for the first time this season when they take on Wagga City, and South Wagga looks to avenge its round 1 loss to Lake Albert when it meets the Bulls at Robertson Oval. Steph Muir, 7 News.
A local hockey legend and a rookie Australian team is 1 win away from a grand final appearance in Malaysia. Jason Hill was tasked with leading the Aussie men's indoor team into an international tournament in Southeast Asia. The Aussie men are on a high with 3 wins from 4 games. A win against world number 13 Namibia will see Hill-led Aussies face South Africa in the gold medal match. The Woodhouse name is synonymous with harness racing in our region, with a long line of influential figures helping to shape the industry. And like his grandfather and father, Ned Woodhouse seems destined to leave an enduring mark on the sport.
It's the day the great race stops the nation, but for teenage Wagga harness racing driver Ned Woodhouse, the first Tuesday in November will forever hold a special place in his heart.
Inside 100 metres to go, it's our Rebel Yell. This could be a first win for Ned Woodhouse. It is our Rebel Yell. Well done to the 16-year-old, gets the win.
It's a bit overwhelmed, but yeah, as you said, definitely happy to get the milestone off my back, but no, yeah, just heaps of joy.
There's no doubt harness racing runs in Ned's blood. His grandfather, Rod Woodhouse, established Euroby Stud, one of Australia's most successful harness racing nurseries. His father, Brett, is a respected Wagga horseman who trains out of the family's Lake Albert property. Ned's introduction to the industry started young.
When I was really young, I was always interested in the horses, probably more interested in Dad, like wanting to do what Dad wanted to do, but we had a double-seated cart, so I used to hop in that with him when I was like about probably 8.
Ned completed 20 trials before he was eligible to apply for his driver's licence when he turned 16. He had his first drive in June and celebrated his maiden victory at just his 12th career start. He'll take another drive for his dad in Albury on Tuesday.
Sort of learned everything I know from him. Yeah, but super grateful because lets me drive his horses when there's plenty better other drivers out there, but he's always happy just to make me a better driver.
Ned's hoping for more success with our Rebel Yell, affectionately known as Billy, down on the border.
Definitely a bit of happiness just to get over the line with him, seeing him from such a young age, but he's a lovely natured horse. He's a big teddy bear.
Steph Muir, 7 News.
To rugby league now, and the accolades keep coming for Group 9 Referee of the Year, Ben Whitby. Whitby achieved a long-held dream by taking control of his first top-grade grand final this year. Last night, he was awarded life membership with the Group 9 Referees Association. Whitby began refereeing at just the age of 12 and progressed to first grade in 2011. Mick Kirkman was also recognised for his tireless efforts and was awarded a life membership. Up next in 7 News, Kirsty is back and she's got your weekend weather forecast. That's next.
Welcome back, everyone. We have a ridge of high pressure along the coast that will influence more stable and settled conditions this weekend, with clear skies and our temperatures increasing. The heat will continue to build thanks to an inland trough which is dragging heat and warm winds in from the north and northeast. The next wet weather system, though, does look to move across from central Australia around early to mid next week, but the chance of rain does look to contract mainly to the northeastern pocket of the state. We're not expecting any more than just a few millimetres across the Riverina. To our weekend weather forecast, we're certainly bracing for a very hot Saturday. Temperatures soaring well into the 30s, the 40s in Griffith tomorrow, and up to 11 degrees above our average for November. Sunny skies in the morning, strong winds about 2, and during the afternoon and evening we could see some storms developing. Cootamundra 35, and the same forecast in Tumut rather. That heat will also lead to a high fire danger rating right across our region, including a total fire ban that has now been issued for the northern Riverina from midnight tonight. Into Sunday, those maximums will drop back to the high 20s, but it will remain clear and sunny for the end of our Sunday. Albury a top of 28, West Wyalong 32 degrees. We may get a little bit of reprieve from that heat due to some cooler winds with gusty air moving into our region from the south and southwest. Hardin 29 and Tumbarumba 27. And it's a similar story as we head into Monday, that clear and settled start to the day. Griffith in the 30s, Narrandera and West Wyalong much of the same, but again those cooler southwesterly winds blowing across the region as well. A minimum of 8 degrees for Hardin to that top of 30, and Temora a sunny 31 degrees. Into next week we could see a little bit of scattered cloud developing through Tuesday before another drop in temperatures heading our way into Wednesday. We are well and truly bracing for tomorrow, though. 37 degrees, an incredibly hot day, 10 degrees above average, now with a total fire ban for the northern Riverina.
An absolute scorcher, more like January, that's for sure.
Absolutely, even hotter.
Yeah, thanks for that, Kirsty. See you later.
And that is your local news for the night and the week.
Thanks for your company. You can catch up on our website or, of course, at 7+.
Right now, Dan's got your national news. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you on Monday at 6 o'clock.